We are going to take a tour through our friend's garden that looks nothing like I have ever seen. The design of it is different. I'm very intrigued by the different plants that I actually have no idea what they are. And I'm getting lots of inspiration to start up a new garden that I'll tell you more about later on. Later as in a different video. But anyway, check out these beautiful leafy greens I have never seen before. These special peppers. They even got coconuts growing in here. What the heck? This is a tropical garden, but they have grown so much things that I have never ever seen. So anyway, I hope you guys would enjoy I hope you guys would enjoy this garden tour. We're gonna start the video. Hey guys, I'm in Bunding right now, not too far away from the main part of Ho Chi Minh City. Look at this figs. So just starting off, we got these figs that they're growing. Oh. Wow. Look at this fig. Yo, 1, 2, 3. Yo. Ngon, thèm á. Off to a good start so far. Got some guavas ready to bloom. The most popular variety they grow in Vietnam is that white, the green outside and white inside, very crunchy, more mild tasting. Look at this beautiful, I believe this is a longan. This should be a longan. It's just right now, when you come in the winter around November and December time of the year, there's not a whole lot of fruits in season. They love these flowers, especially during Lunar New Year. These figs are growing in pots about this size. So they're pretty good sized pots, maybe 20 gallon or so. We got some Christmas decorations going in the back on this tree. All right, let's keep moving. Wow, another one of those really popular, they love growing these ornamental flowers. They're also growing aloe vera, and I'm so sorry with the noise, you guys. I wasn't expecting to be visiting this place, so I didn't have a mic on me. I think this is an avocado tree. This is a star fruit. Wow, 好靚好大嗰啲。係啊。唔得就拍大清楚睇見㗎。我等遠啲企。Oh, wow! Look at this. Wow! Let's try this out. 甜啊？甜啊？呢個應該。唔得，係爛。爛啊？有少少爛啲。So it's a little spoiled. Yeah, a little fermented.
Nó ở bên Mỹ về từ nhỏ tới lớn ở bên Mỹ á. Nhỏ cháu. Nó khoái lắm. Nãy vô tình điện chị Vân, chị nói qua nhà chị. Có một mớ rồi. Cái gò thìm ở này chứ. Có là cẩm hà, cẩm len rồi. Tao không chung gì hà vậy. Cái trái khế này nó có ngọt không anh? Hàng chi em thấy em ăn trái rớt xuống dưới đất á, cái nước chua quá. Khế ngọt này. Khế ngọt bên kia kìa. So there's a sweet and a sour variety. This is a sour variety. They pair it with some savory dishes. Vietnamese cuisine, they have all sorts of flavors from sweet, sour, spicy, sometimes even bitter and astringent. So this is the sour flavor of the palate. Look at that mango tree. There's mangoes. Look at that. We're now looking at the leafy green herb section of the garden. Actually, I'm very curious what this is.
I don't know what kind of leafy green this one is. So this is pretty exciting for me. It has like a little bit of that Genera longevity spinach scent, but it's more bitter and it's more like fuzzy.
Here is the Genera with the fuzzy leaves that I'm growing in California. And I'm very curious if this one is actually the same as the one I tasted in Vietnam. Okay, now let's get back to Vietnam.
The Genera actually happens to be this one right here. This one is the one that's good for, you know, your blood sugar and your blood pressure. I grow a lot of this one. It's actually one of my favorite leafy greens that grows really well grows really well in zone 10. It has a slight sourness to it, so I think it's picking up something from the soil. In general though, this one does have a more spinach taste, so it's very easy to you know, get acquainted to a leafy green because it's so mild tasting. Oh, look at these. These are the fish mints. So this one is good for your lung health, and it's just got this like rich, I'd say more like a raw fish kind of a smell. It's not like a grilled fish or anything like that, but it's odd how it pairs up really well with some Vietnamese dishes. They eat this quite often with a lot of different types of herbs. And yeah, it actually has a slight tang to it, so it's pretty good if you can get past that raw fish, yeah, scent. It's like very lemony. They got both sides of these growing. So these plants do really well in like muddy or actually really wet soil. So these are in very just moist environment here. You can see all these greens are in a very moist environment. This one here, they do have a bit of some perlite in this mix. So the Genera likes some moist soil, but it doesn't like to stay consistently wet. So a little bit more well-drained soil is better for this plant. Oh, and they look like they just got started growing some of these like mustard greens. And, looks like they're starting out some watermelon there. Looks like they got some more Genera in the back there. Very beautiful patch, and it's growing it is getting more like part shade in this area as the sun moves, and it would start hitting, getting some of the shade from the shelter. Right here they got some racks drying some sort of, I don't know, is this an herb? Let's try it though. I guess it's an herb. It has actually a really good flavor. So I guess they're drying these out for tea. You can see how these ones look. It's got like a little bit of like a lemony aftertaste, but not so sour. It's just got that kind of yeah, lemony aftertaste in like in the back of my throat right now. So these are the dried, and look at these. It's actually quite beautiful. Wow, so these are the herbs or the shrubs that they're growing to dry out for tea. And they got an entire row of this. Quite a pretty one. So airy. I'm seeing a lot of these little herbs. So here's the called rau gang gu. It's a type of like a cover crop. And I see a lot of places out here that have these as cover crops. They're edible, they're good in salads, and they put them in soups as well. And yeah, they just grow all over the place here like weeds, and they really like any kind of like moist environments. In the shaded area, this is where you would find this herb. And then right here, I'm seeing these like all over the place. A lot of places they grow and they use this. I just newly started to experiment using this for grow pots, and they're actually quite expensive in the US. The idea of this kind of container is that it comes in a sheet, and then you can line it like this in a square and you tie them together because there are holes, or you can make it round like a pot. The idea behind this is that it would help to air prune the root system so that your plants would constantly, you know, they won't get root bound, and it's so much better health it's so much better for your plant's health. I'm seeing a lot of these in Vietnam, just using these for like big trees, and then over here looks like it's just such a simple way to line a little border to add a little more height to your garden space. This is, I believe it's a pomelo, which is related to grapefruit. Lots of orchids. Orchids grow really well in the tropics. They're just really easy to grow because they like the warmth and the humidity. And then adding this shade cloth on the top would get them some filtered light. This is just the perfect place. When you find the right location and the right environment for your plants, the plants will pretty much take care of themselves. So make sure you buy the right plants for the right space. There's really not a whole lot of work involved. So this is the butterfly pea. Looks like they're starting out a bunch to plant. It's gonna look so beautiful here once these are in bloom. So that's the blue flowers that would turn your water blue when you just soaked it in the water. Wow, I wish I could take a couple home so I don't have to start them from seed. What is this? I've never seen them flower before. It's pretty neat. It looks like a bamboo of some sort or a herb. Wow. More pomelo. Look at the coconut. Wow, 加油. Wow. So I'm seeing that coconuts do not always have to grow by the water. They can grow just in this sort of just regular soil with some other plants, but they're growing so healthily. But of course the soil does have to stay moist since this is the tropical plants. And I love how just orchids naturally, well, it looks like they are giving it a help in tying the roots, these arrow roots up. Eventually they can remove these strings and it would just be stuck to, like, attached to the tree. Just like this one here, you see how this isn't dead. This is a dead tree, and they just got these orchids climbing all over, taking over. It's just such a great use of something that's no longer living. We got a little canoe. They have not been on the canoe for a while. It's got the algae or little like duckweeds, I think they're called. Or no, or are they baby tears? I'm not too sure. But they're growing all over. It looks like they parked here for a while.
Mấy cái kia là cái này là gì thế, trồng quá trời. Đinh lăng. Đinh lăng à? Tiếng Anh gọi là cái gì?
All those leafy greens that we were seeing, they were drying for tea. They drink the tea and it helps for muscle aches. Or a more potent version is to soak them in alcohol to drink it as a tincture. Wow. Oh, good morning, Joe. This is mustard greens, I believe. They got some new ones started. This is more perilla, or also known as the seashell. It's shiso. It's very popular. You use it a lot in Vietnamese cuisine. Lots of fresh herbs, even like with the basil, the fish mint, even like different types of tender leaves from the fruit trees, like the mango and the amberilla. They also use to pair with a lot of Vietnamese dishes. Ginger. Now the ginger leaves are also edible, or actually you can use it in a tea or infuse it in soups. It's very fragrant. Not only the roots are edible, although we mostly just eat the roots when it comes to ginger. So this is the tea they package up after drying.
Đinh lăng.
Oh, đinh lăng trà.
Giảm giờ sẽ giảm về cải tục.
Oh, for detoxing.
Cải tục có sẵn.
For the liver and kidney
Ngũ phân
detox.
để ủi kia với khủ tí
Có bán không vậy? Oh, okay. I'm gonna. Okay, I have to get this to try.
Phải chỉnh sừng dính theo dạo.
Oh, they even make these in capsules. Oh, okay. They said that the round ones are extremely hot. Oh, it's so cute. Look at that. I'm gonna take this with me. Oh, I guess they're coming home. 總收個時間，
Mì.
集唔集翻去食？
Hỏi gì?
Cái món này chị Nhân đem từ bên Mỹ về á. Từ Mỹ về
我
á.
帶翻返去。
Nó bên Mỹ nó còn không thấy qua.
Cái ống bên từ bên Mỹ về đấy.
Wow, cái này ăn được không ấy?
Đi không?
Nó thuốc nam, cái thuốc gì đó.
Dạ thuốc nữa hả? Thuốc đông.
Con Nam dược.
This is a Vietnamese medicinal herb. Oh, it's bitter.
Cái thuốc á.
Đắng. Wow, căm. It's strong. It's very strong bitter. I think if you're really thirsty, that's what they say to eat is something very bitter because it kind of constantly makes you produce a lot of saliva. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I know it's pretty loud out there with all the noise going on and the dogs. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that garden tour. Be sure to check out more videos of Vietnam right here. See you right back here in the next one.